Hello and welcome to the Bronco Exchange. I'm your host, Dr. Shanessa Fenner. And once again, we have Mr. Bill Bowman for part two. Welcome back, Mr. Bowman.
Thank you very much.
Now, Mr. Bowman, of course, you are the founder, owner of Up&Coming Weekly, Women's View, and Kidsville, okay? I have one important question for you. Who is your favorite writer?
That's a loaded question.
Yes, it is.
Of course you are, Dr.
Of course,
Fenner.
of course.
You are.
Yes, I'm your favorite. I know that.
I'll tell you, we've got such a wonderful cadre of writers, and they're so good and they're so different, and they bring to life so many different points of view. Shanessa, you're probably one of the most versatile because you can write about almost anything. But the personalities we have, I mean, you have Margaret Dixon, who was our state representative and senator, and born and raised in this community. Her insights on subjects are so diverse and so wonderful, from politics to gardening. Then you got Pitt Dickey, who's a local attorney in town. Oh my gosh, being inside his head is like taking a dose of a Strand. I mean, who's going to figure him out? Then we have a gentleman by the name of Carl Merritt, and Carl is probably the most intellectual writer that we have. His items are so well thought out that there's no, I mean, they're so logical, and he's extremely researched. I mean, reading a Carl Merritt article is like reading page 3 of the Wall Street Journal.
And that is true.
And he's got great insights. So we've got so many wonderful writers, and our paper is open to anybody to write. I mean, we've got our state representatives have written articles. Representative Soka has written. Billy Richardson, Representative Richardson has actually written articles for a cover story on some of the issues that he deals with. But Congressman Pittenger has written. Anyone who wants to speak to an issue can use our publication as long as it's relevant to the community and you're not bashing anybody. And when we're taking on a tough subject like the chicken plant, for instance, you know, we had a lot of people writing about the chicken plant and wanting the chicken plant, and then the people that opposed it said, well, hey, why can't we write? And I said, you can. Just sign your name to it and send me your photograph, because we want you taking responsibility for what you write.
I've got to mention Stephanie, the editor. I love Stephanie Kreider. I talk to Stephanie about 2 times a week. She gives me assignments, and of course I pitch ideas to her as well. And I mean, she is just phenomenal. I mean, I've got her on speed dial. She's got me on speed dial. Whenever she's in a bind, she'll go, Shanessa, I need you. I said, I got you.
She is absolutely wonderful. Stephanie Kreider, our co-publisher and national editor. She has an assistant editor named Leslie Piao, and Leslie is remarkable. And then they have recruited April, who's doing some of the theater reviews, and they brought on Shane Wilson, who's also doing theater reviews. He just reviewed Jane Eyre. So we've got some great readers, writers, but that's what our readers expect. I'll tell you and your viewers a secret about Up&Coming Weekly and what makes us unique in this community, but also makes us successful, is everything that's in this publication, when it goes out on Wednesday, that's when it's distributed on the street. If you subscribe to it free of charge electronically, you'll actually get a VIP edition at 4 o'clock on Tuesday, so you get it earlier. But what makes Up and Coming Weekly work and unique is that it's as relevant a week from now as it is today, because everything in it is up and coming. Okay? So you might ask, well, what if you're visiting at a hotel, or you're here visiting someone at Fort Bragg? Well, that's a good point, because we're at every hotel there is in Cumberland County. We created a section called This Week in Fayetteville, and it's in the very front of the publication.
Mm-hmm.
And this tells you what's going on right now.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
So we're not dead on the street. So if you want to know about Fayetteville, you want to get a feel about Fayetteville, that's what Up and Coming does. We deliver these publications to the hospital, to the Chamber of Commerce, to the Convention and Visitors Bureau. We actually deliver 300 a week just to the hospital. 33% of our distributions at Fort Bragg at 100% pickup, because they want to know what's going on here in the community. Mm-hmm. So, like I said, I got a great job.
And people read it, Mr. Bowman. I can be out at the grocery store and someone will walk up to me and they'll go, Shanessa, my 80-year-old mother reads your articles and she loves you. I mean, so people do read Up and Coming.
They do read it. And with a community newspaper, now everybody said, well, print, they say print's dead, newspapers are on the decline. Well, that's really not true. When they're talking about newspapers being on a decline, they're basically talking about daily papers. The dailies are having a very difficult time of it for a lot of reasons I won't even go into. But a community newspaper that focuses on the community, you know, there's a place for that in every community across the country. And one of the reasons our publication has been so popular here is because, like, in 80% of our distribution points are inside businesses, okay? And the reason it is because people don't leave it laying around. If they pick it up, they're going to take it with them when they go. So it's a great career to be in. Mm-hmm. I'm very blessed.
Okay. Now, you are a member of the Fayetteville Kiwanis Club. Tell me about that.
I am.
Yes, you got your shirt on.
Well, there's about 5 Kiwanis clubs here in town. You're a member of the Kiwanis
of the
Club.
Spring Lake one. Spring Lake one, yes.
Well, I have my shirt on because the first Thursday of each month, we just have a social where we get together and just talk and meet new people and stuff. We don't do any business. We just have a little bit of fun. And I'm going to that this evening. But the Kiwanis Club, the Rotary Club, the Exchange Club, the Lions Club, all those institutions are extremely important to every community. And they're specifically important, Shanessa, to businesses, because I strongly believe that civic engagement is an extremely vital part of anyone's success. You may have a business and you may have a good product and you may have a good service, but unless you're inside of a community doing the right things for the right reasons, okay, you're not really taking advantage of all the resources that are available to you. I'm a very strong believer in that.
Okay. Now, Mr. Bowman, when you think of the city of Fayetteville, what is the one thing that you think that we need to do, whether it's political wise or just, you know, the building of the city, or, you know, trying to make things better and the upgrading or whatever? What's the one thing that you feel that needs to happen?
I don't think you have enough time on this show to talk about that.
That's why I said one thing.
I'll say this about Fayetteville. Fayetteville is a community in transition. Fayetteville is a diamond in the rough. Fayetteville has so much opportunity here that's it's amazing. And because of our history and because maybe we lack the vision or the resources or whatever, we just have not matured like some of these other communities have. And, you know, people want to compare us to Durham and Winston-Salem and some of these other areas, But that's not who we are, Shanessa. We don't have big corporation headquarters here. We don't have Krispy Kreme or Capital Broadcasting or all these big, so we don't have those resources to do the type of things that we would like to do. So we're getting there, but it's taking us a little bit longer to get there.
Okay. When you think about your life, Mr. Bowman, what is the one thing that you're most proud of, would you say?
I'm most proud of?
Oh, yes.
Probably my family and our son, to be able to raise them here in the community, in the same house, in the same neighborhood for 37 years, to be a part of the same community, to watch him and his friends and peers grow up, to go to school and be successful. That's probably what I'm most proud of. But I'm most proud of the community itself. We have a lot of challenges, Dr. Fenner, but we're handling those challenges. Right now, we have over $100 million worth of development going on downtown that will literally change the whole face of this community. Now what we've got to do is we've got to step up with the leadership and the vision to do those things that will make us proud, to make people want to come here. More importantly, to make them want to stay here. Okay, and we're on the right track.
Okay. Have you ever thought about running for political office, Mr. Bowman?
I have considered running for cover.
No, that's right.
No, well, actually, I have considered it. But you know, here is what enters into consideration.
Okay.
I would like to be one of the leaders. I would like to be a county leader. I like to be a city leader. I would very much. But you know what? I can do more on the sidelines with our publication in helping this community understand the issues, bringing issues to light, letting them use our communication vehicles to talk to the community, to help the community move forward. So I actually can do more not being in political office than I could in political office.
Okay. Well, Mr. Bowman, do you have any final thoughts before we close?
Well, I want to tell you that you've been doing this for a long time, and I think it's a great compliment to Fayetteville State University. I think it's a great compliment to this department to be able to set you up, and for the city to make arrangements so you could be on Channel 7 to get the word out. So I commend you for that.
Thank you, Mr. Bowman. And I commend you. I've been writing for you for over 10 years now, and it's been wonderful. I have grown as a writer. I want to thank you and Stephanie for all of your support.
Well, I will accept that, and full disclosure, that's in lieu of salary.
I know that's right. All right. Well, I thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
And thank you, audience, for viewing the Bronco Exchange. I'm your host, Dr. Shanessa Fenner. Have a good one.
So very much hypnotized. Familiar stranger, stranger. Wait, hold up, don't run, I don't bite. Familiar stranger, got me so very much hypnotized. Familiar stranger, stranger.